Welcome to Honest Hockey, where two guys talk about all things hockey. Honestly, I'm Tom, and he's Tom, and thanks for joining us today. Well, Tom, that's our catchphrase now, or at least mine. That's gonna be on our shirt one day. Anyways, we have some things to talk about. Eichel, Tarasenko, the Wild. What are they doing? What are we doing? What's going on with Eichel, Tom?
So what's going on with Eichel is
Eichel's being Eichel.
I don't know what that means, but he doesn't want to be in Buffalo.
I would not want to be in Buffalo either.
Neither would I.
It's very cold.
Yes.
Only reason.
Multiple reasons.
Oh, okay.
But you know, he's got a little bit of a problem.
Ooh.
Oh, ooh! I got out of bed wrong this morning.
Yeah.
My neck is killing me.
He's injured.
He's injured. Yes. Yeah. And he also makes a hefty amount of money.
Like 10?
Like 10-ish million? Yeah, I would say in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Which, for some NHL teams, little difficult to justify.
Yeah.
So we're here to answer the questions you have as a viewer. Should your team trade for Jack Eichel? God.
Start with the New York Rangers.
No. Next.
Perfect. Next. Islanders.
No. Next. No. Okay. Legitimately, this falls into a couple categories.
Yes.
What are your reasons why the Rangers shouldn't trade for Eichel? Because I know you're very passionate about this situation.
Well, we talked about it on a podcast recently.
We did. Link is going to be in the description.
Yes.
The podcast that we were on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't feel like the Rangers need an Eichel. The two that they have now play very similar. They don't need another one to hit the cap. We have the cap space, which is great. But it's not normal saying that for Rangers, but we have to sign a couple people. And the price is a little too high.
Just because you have the cap space does not mean you got to use it all.
Also, the price is high, but I also heard the price just went down. Because I don't think people are very interested in it.
No. Elliot Friedman reported today that the price has dipped a bit on him.
The stock price is
because it has to, because otherwise teams would not pay the price Buffalo was asking for.
Yeah. Otherwise than that, he has his injury that he's dealing with. They don't know if he's getting surgery. They don't know if he's going to be okay after the surgery. There's a lot of...
He'll be okay. Like.
Will he play hockey at the caliber that he was before?
No, probably. Who knows? But he'll survive the surgery.
Yes. It's just, what do you do in that situation? So that's just my 2 cents. And that's kind of ports over to other teams as well. Except, we kind of have a Eichel that kind of plays the same way as us.
Right. So if you're a team like who I know has been rumored, Anaheim.
Yes.
Who needs that score, needs that stability up front, and is willing to take a risk, go for it.
Go for it. Yeah.
And a team like Minnesota, a team that needs scoring, I think it's worth taking on the risk of him. But a team like the Rangers, who you would look at are not too far off and should be a playoff team this year.
Yes.
I think there are better options that fit the team better than Eichel would fit.
Definitely. And then also, I think anyone that's going to touch him Buffalo has to retain. I don't care what team you are. You have the cap space or not. I think Buffalo still has to retain.
I would agree with that. Unless Buffalo is going to be like,
well, 1 for 1.
Yeah, give us one player and one pick, and we'll call it a deal.
Yeah, unless you're getting that.
Yeah, if Buffalo wants to maximize their value of what they're going to get for him, they'll retain salary.
Yeah, definitely.
Buffalo, look at this like you're playing NHL, and you retain the salary to get what you want. Okay, so you want big player, you retain big money.
Yeah.
Okay, you probably have the cap space for it. I don't know. I haven't really checked the cap space, but you can do this, Buffalo. We have faith in you. Jack Eichel doesn't want to be there, so don't keep him there.
Yeah. Moving on to Tarasenko.
Moving on to Vladdy Daddy.
Yes. He's at a $7 million cap hit.
He wants
2 years.
Out.
He wants out of the Blues. He wants out of St. Louis.
He's like, the city of St. Louis stinks.
Yeah.
There's this really big arch thing. I don't know what it's about. Yeah.
Maybe it does smell. Who knows?
Maybe he just doesn't like Budweiser.
I don't get that reference. So moving on.
It's brewed in St. Louis.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Probably hates that place then.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on this?
A little bit different, although similar situation. He's paid less years on his contract, I don't know how many years
he's turning his shoulder in this one.
Yeah, a shoulder injury in a league where like you literally get a hit to the shoulder every shift.
Yeah.
Like literally, like if a player, if like, it's gonna sound bad, but if like a player on the other team knows you're injured,
oh, forget it.
Like and
They're
like the whole league is gonna know. They're going to put a little extra hit on that shoulder. It's gonna be like, what buying? What buying? Yeah.
Don't want to ban that, please.
Yeah. So like, you run that risk.
Yeah.
But also you run the risk that his shoulder's fine and like he's a 29-year-old
But he kind of fell off the face of the earth a little bit.
That's because of his injuries.
But that's my point.
Yeah, but there's also players who like then get it taken care of and then they're back to being fully healthy.
I wonder what his reasoning is. Maybe we'll find out once he leaves. But that's a kind of a curious one because same thing. Who would you think would be a good fit and who would you think would be a bad fit? There's a lot of rumors with Isles.
Isles would be a great fit for him.
Yeah.
Depending on who they re-sign and what they do with Kyle Palmieri and all that, they need a winger who could score. That's what.
Yes.
If they had prime Vladimir Tarasenko this year, they would have won the cup in 4 against Montreal.
Yeah.
It would have been Isles in 4.
Isles of 4.
But they didn't, so they didn't win the cup. I've seen
because they still have Kyle Palmieri to sign.
Right. I've seen a bunch of stuff about Boston, which I guess you would look at that as a replacement for Taylor Hall.
So then they're not signing Taylor Hall then.
But then you would maybe they sign both. But I would assume
somehow maybe they pull a Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah. Oh, Taylor Hall's injured we're gonna sign him, but we're not gonna use his salary until the playoffs.
Yes, exactly.
But again, I would assume that Tarasenko would come at the. I would assume that Tarasenko would be cheaper than Taylor Hall would be, because Taylor Hall's not injured, but Taylor Hall also not very good. But yeah, any team that's desperate for wing scoring, like if your team couldn't score, but like you think you have the pieces, I absolutely take the risk on Tarasenko.
Yeah,
$7.5 million, not a huge cap hit, especially
maybe you can get St. Louis to hold
a little bit of salary, and he won't cost. I don't imagine he'll cost that much, being basically a
he's almost,
broken commodity.
He's almost hitting 30?
He's almost hitting 30, yeah.
So
being a broken commodity and being owed to him, I would assume you'd be able to get him pretty cheap. So it's all this is, and these guys in the front offices are so much smarter than us.
Boy, obviously.
Weighing the risk versus the reward.
Yeah.
And like, if you think the reward outweighs the risk, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for the sign. These two could be signings that we look at this time next year and be like, wow,
damn,
they won them the cup.
Yeah.
They won X team the cup.
Yeah. Or even just a few years down the road, if it happens to be a Ranger team that Eichel does come or something like that, and down the road it does. But like it's hard because like it is the risk that you take, especially when you're hitting a big cap space in a cap constraint era right now.
Yes.
So, moving on to the Wild.
Also, one last thing, I would assume we hear these at least the Eichel trade very soon.
Yeah.
I would assume it's going to be within the next, like, weekish.
Well, I kind of agree on that, too, because, like, why would Elliot Friedman talk about, the price is this, and then all of a sudden now update us 2 days ago, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago, saying, it's actually lower now.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously there's some talks, and that other team that they're having a conversation with is, nope, not touching it.
It's probably, that's honestly, if I had to bet money, that's Chris Drury.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, lower the price, hangs up the phone.
And that's it.
And then, like, 3 minutes later, Buffalo calls, like, hey, how are ya? We talked it over. We're going to lower it. Yeah. You only have to give us 8 prospects instead of 9. Thank you.
No.
That's basically how I imagine the conversation with Buffalo going.
Let me actually kind of a surprise topic.
Whoa!
Okay, here we are.
Jazz hands.
So, obviously, we all kind of know what happened in the management.
Within the management.
In management in the Rangers, right? They fired both.
Thornton out. Davidson out.
Yes.
Drury
in. Mainly at the helm of the owner.
Oh, James
Dolan.
Yeah.
Let's get him Sloan. Dolan.
Yes, James Dolan.
Do you think Dolan is pressuring Chris to say, we need big names? So, then that brings my next thing.
I don't know.
My next thing is, why fire them if he wants big names? They got Gallant, which is a big name.
Uh-huh.
That's one big name.
Uh-huh.
Dolan loves big names on his teams.
I'm afraid for my own sake to answer this question.
But if you sit there and think about it, do you think there might be some influence to get Eichel from Dolan? And say, hey, I want my team winning the cup in the next 2 years. If not, you're done too.
For my own personal sake, I pray to God the answer to this question is no.
Unless...
Then it means the two teams that I root for that are owned by James Dolan are screwed.
Yes. Unless Dolan says, hey, I want big names, but be smart with it.
Look, so James Dolan was always that way. Okay, he likes told the Knicks. Mainly he told the Knicks he wants the big names.
Yeah.
He always said he was butting out of the Rangers business and letting the guys who know hockey do hockey jobs. Now, I would assume him firing the two of them and bringing in Drury means he's giving Drury full autonomy to run this team the way he wants to, and Dolan's going to butt out. Because that's how once Dolan got competent people in the Knicks this last year, that's how he did. He butted out. He let them handle basketball.
So maybe he's like, I'll deal with the Rangers now.
Hopefully now, with Drury in, and basically, I'm assuming Drury would be his guy.
Yeah.
That he'll be like, if you feel like it's best to get Eichel, do it.
So that's my worry. He's your guy. If he's your guy, you kind of have control.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say if he's your guy, he has control. I would say if he's your guy, you trust him.
Just something to try to...
Right, but more of, like, you trust... Like, I don't think Chris Drury's going to be a puppet to anybody.
Got it.
Like, Chris Drury's a former player. Like, he's not going to take any crap from James Dolan.
I'm just putting it out there.
We'll find out in the next 2 weeks.
And when we come to you next week, and Eichel has been traded to the Rangers, and it is for... Oh! We'll be back here talking about this. And if he does get signed, and it's a good one, then we really don't know. Anyways, back to the Wild. We only have a few more minutes left.
Minnesota Wild shocked the hockey world by buying...
Shook it. And then they shook it without getting some money out of their pockets.
They bought out Parise and Suter on the same day, which is so insane because they also signed them together on the same day. These two are attached at the hip. They are paying them a crud ton amount of money to not play on the team anymore.
Yeah. But you know what? I wonder if what we were talking about before, Kaprizov, right? That's his name, right?
Kaprizov, yeah.
Kaprizov
maybe
has a factor in this in saying, hey, I'm going to the KHL. And they're like, oh, hold on. We have money for you. Hold on, come back.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, he's going to be like, I don't like the Americans. I want them gone.
No.
You'll bring over more Russians, and you replace the Americans with the Russians I want.
No.
Okay. It's a sad day for the Wild because, like, these two were like their leaders of the team.
Yeah.
And now they're gone. And I know who's signing both of them.
Whoa.
Insider
information right here. There's no insider.
Zach Parise.
We're the insiders.
Zach Parise is going like 20 miles east of where he used to play in New Jersey.
Okay.
To the New York Islanders.
Wow. Okay.
Ryan Suter, I made up. I don't really know where he's going.
Oh. What about like a Kings Anaheim?
No,
or even Sharks?
I think it would have to be more. I don't think that's the right style of team. Like those teams are far away. Like from no, not far. Our viewer could be literally in downtown LA. Like they're not far away.
Right there. I can put my car in reverse.
Yeah, no, like they're far away from winning a cup.
Got it.
I think Suter has to go and be the 3D.
So you're
on
saying
a team that's close.
He's a rental, not rental though.
Correct. You're not bringing in Suter for like a 5-year deal. You're bringing him in like Boston to have him play for 1 year.
Yeah.
Or the Rangers have him play on the third D to like help the younger guys grow. Like Pittsburgh, I could see like one of those teams who are close.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Also, shout out to the Edmonton Oilers for trading for Duncan Keith.
Yes.
And not having the Blackhawks retain any salary. This man's getting paid like $5.5 million to be a crappy third D. Great job, Edmonton.
He might do something though.
Yeah, he might.
Veteran
but
type
Edmonton,
of look can help McDavid as well a little bit. McDavid's young still. Yeah,
Duncan Keith isn't.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he can help on that realm of
not for the salary he's getting paid. I would pay him like the league minimum. Edmonton continues to do moves that make me scratch my head and say, what are you doing, Edmonton?
Next year, when the Edmonton Oilers hoist a cup, we'll be back here again making another video.
I will buy him a monkey, and I will become a monkey's uncle if the Edmonton Oilers win next year's Stanley Cup.
I really don't want a monkey.
You're getting one. Congratulations. I would put more money that Edmonton gets the number 1 overall pick next year, then they win the Stanley Cup.
Okay. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying. The fact
You can just say it, I can just say it.
They gave up, I think it's Caleb Jones, I think is the D prospect they gave up. And they didn't tell Chicago to retain any money is insane. Edmonton gonna Edmonton. Thanks for watching this episode of Honest Hockey. Be sure to give us a like if you enjoyed, and don't forget to
Cross check. That's the subscribe button.
I'm Tom. He's Tom. Thanks for joining us. In Mother Russia, we like to watch Honest Hockey. You'll give us subscribe to Honest Hockey.